like if you found the video valuable. The first time she saw him, he was reading the last copy of her favorite book. Mira Lane, 29, had been visiting Hawthorne & Co. booksellers every Sunday since she moved to the city. The creaky floorboards, dust-laced air, and handwritten recommendation cards made it feel more like home than her actual apartment. That Sunday, she reached for the same book she always did. The Lake House Letters, a rare print. Her comfort novel. But someone was already sitting on the floor by the literary fiction section, flipping through it slowly. He looked up and smiled. The almost meeting. She nearly turned around, but something made her stay. Good choice, she said awkwardly. He looked up, surprised. You've read it? Twice, she nodded. He closed it, held it out to her. You can have it. She shook her head. No, you were here first. He smiled. Tell you what, I'll finish the first chapter and bring it back next Sunday. Same time. And just like that, a tradition began. Sundays in the bookstore. Every week at 11 a.m., they met at the same shelf. He'd read a little more, she'd bring coffee. They'd sit between the aisles and talk about the book, their favorite characters, and slowly, about themselves. His name was Jonas Blake, a freelance editor with a quiet laugh and a love for underlining sentences that felt true. They never exchanged numbers, never met outside the store. The bookstore became their entire world. Chapter 12. One Sunday, the book was gone. Mira arrived late, rain-soaked and breathless, but Jonas wasn't there. She waited 30 minutes, then an hour. She asked the clerk if someone had bought the book. No, he said, but someone left something for you. It was a note, tucked into a copy of The Little Prince. I had to go home. Family emergency. I'll be back. Please wait. No signature. Just a tiny sketch of an open book with 2 coffee cups drawn beside it. Weeks passed. Mira kept coming. She brought 2 coffees, sat alone, reread old chapters. Still no Jonas, no second note. One Sunday, she asked the clerk again. Sorry, he said, but if it helps, he seemed like someone who meant what he said. 3 months later, a letter. It arrived in the mail. No return address, just her name, handwritten, with a postage stamp from Brighton. Mira, I'm sorry for disappearing. My father passed away. I had to take care of things, and in the chaos, I didn't know how to find you, except the store. If you're still there, still reading, still waiting, I'll be at the shop. First Sunday of June, 11 a.m. Aisle 4, with a new book, Jonas. The first Sunday of June. Mira arrived early, too early. She walked the aisles, trying not to get her hopes up. Her fingers grazed spines she knew by heart. At 11:01 a.m., she heard the floor creak. She turned. He was there, holding a book, smiling nervously. I brought a new one, he said, lifting the cover of Love in the Time of paperbacks. I hope you're not tired of reading with me. She laughed softly. Only if I get to keep the underlined parts. The new tradition. They didn't go back to just Sundays. Soon it was Tuesdays, then Thursdays, then mornings before work and evenings after storms. The bookstore remained sacred, but their world expanded. Coffee shops, corner benches, weekend markets. They marked their calendars not by holidays, but by which books they finished. 1 year later, a proposal without a ring. They were sitting on the bookstore floor again, same aisle, same wooden planks beneath them. Jonas held a hardcover of the Lake House Letters, a copy he had hunted for in 3 cities. Inside was a note. Will you keep reading with me, for the rest of the chapters? No ring, no speech, just a shared silence that held more than any diamond. Mira whispered yes. Epilogue, The Bookstore Between Us. Years later, when people ask how they met, they both say, we fell in love on page 12. And every anniversary, they return to Hawthorne & Company, sit in aisle 4, and leave a note in a random book. Sometimes it says, this book changed everything. Other times, you never know who's reading near you. And once, a note simply read, to the next Mira and Jonas, this bookstore has good stories. Maybe yours starts here too.